It's 7:31. Shall we start the meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, good idea.
All right. Let me get my agenda up. So the first thing's going to be the minutes.
There's several
see.
things in the minutes that need to be added, and I thought I already sort of doctored up a set, put the names in and stuff. Mhm.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I think I have. I saw that there was a couple of things, like a couple of things that were blank and everything like that. So I wrote and I changed that already, but I haven't had a chance to send you the new, because I just got the new copy of the minutes.
Okay, well,
So I fill it in because you. Okay, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that, like, all the stuff that was a blank at the top and everything, that's all filled in now.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
The only thing that I there was one thing I didn't actually understand, and that was at the end when it talks about the parcels, there was a number. Oh shoot. Uh, Hold on, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get my screen to work right. And that was it said 49 parcels or something like that at the end.
Let's see.
That might have been from May.
Was that the May minutes? I kind of feel like I remember doing that before with the
Yeah,
parcels.
and I
Yeah.
I sent you that. I did
Yeah.
change it before I resent it to the website to
Yeah.
post it on the website.
Yeah.
So that verbiage was changed, but I think that was on May, not June.
It was. It was about the parcels of the township that we
Yes.
were trying to preserve.
Yeah.
Yes, and I had acreage, but the verbiage was corrected. But do you want me to email her June's?
Oh, you know what it's
Yes.
no,
if
it's
you can, yeah.
it's not, it's item number 6. On the June minutes.
Okay.
New business.
Yes.
Commission proposes 49 acres owned by the township to be considered, and I just didn't know what the 49 acres was.
We don't have
Yeah,
that.
all this says something about Community Day. I think
Yeah.
you're
Community Day
looking at
was-
You're looking at May's.
May's minutes.
Was discussed.
I'm
and
sorry.
already taken.
Too many people talking at once. I couldn't get that.
That's May's minutes
Well,
about
read
the
it to
49 parcels. Our June one says Community Day was discussed. Inventory is to be taken of handouts and display signage.
Oh,
So that was June's minutes for number 6.
I think Candace is going to.
well, the minutes that I got, I'm sorry, say the minutes that I have say June 24th. And it looks like they are, from what you're telling me, there's amendment. Well, they have 2 zoning board and 1 planning board application. I'm not.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You might have had an old one. Open up the new one I just sent you.
Yeah. Let me
She just sent
I just sent it to Suzanne as well.
yeah.
Okay. I'll try.
Did you get the new minutes?
Hold on. I'm opening that now just to see. Hold on. For some reason, I managed to knock off my email when I was looking at trying to open the Zoom meetings. Oh boy. Actually, looks like they're here. Gee whiz. Everything's so slow.
We
Okay.
can come back to it.
Yeah, we can. No, I have it open now.
All right. Okay.
Oh, new business, community day. You're right. I don't know why that was in there. That's really funny. Okay. Well, fine. Um,
Well, that's the correct copy.
yes, now it's correct. Okay. For some reason, I had one that had something different under new business. Okay. Um,
Uh-huh.
fine. Thank you. And I see the names that were put in.
So,
Okay.
I'll make does anybody want to make a motion rather
Well,
to,
I don't know if you want to change Bill to being a member.
oh, right. Suzanne, do you know if Bill is a member or is he an alternate? I feel like
Alternate.
an alternate? Okay.
He's an
I know we've
alternate.
been through this.
Yes,
Yeah?
But if
he's an
someone
Okay.
not
alternate.
here, he was alternate.
Yeah,
You permanently.
Can
yeah.
I make a suggestion about the minutes? I think there should be commas between the names because they kind of all run together. And okay.
All right, well, I make a motion, we approve them. Is that a second?
All right. But it's correct. Bill's in the alternates category. Obviously, we have two members absent last month.
Yeah.
Is Jeffrey on tonight?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Guests, we have Roger Durr. Does the guest want to bring anything up at all before we move on? Okay. All right. And after that, we have emergency response management report. There was none. I emailed, I can't think of his name already, Chris. Matt, yeah. I emailed him and he said there was nothing. And applications, there's nothing. So we can just move right along. So old business, first one would be, we'll go Piney Hollow. I know that our Piney Hollow funding has hit a snag. So I don't know if we want to talk about what to do, if there's anything to do about it, or.
Well, does Mark have any suggestions? I think Mark is there, right? Mark, you're there?
Yes, yes.
I'm sorry, I have to close these
Yes.
minutes.
You want to ask him if he has anything to say about it?
Yeah, I wondered if he had any.
Table it, and the rest of the committee voted to table it. So
I'm sorry, I can't
You were
hear.
the
it should
only,
be voted.
you were the only not to take.
Yes. The table means just to postpone to the next
Yeah.
meeting. It doesn't mean that it's rejected.
Uh-huh.
So that's where we're at. I know that it's a lot of money, and I think that's the motivation behind some of the people wanting to take a second look at it. Because even though the state's matching it, we still aren't putting forth $161,000. So
Not very much for a park,
we're,
in my opinion. I think 7 years is long enough to have reviewed this issue and decided. So if we are not going to act on it
Years.
in
We were
September,
waiting. This was the big
I'm sorry.
climax vote. And
well, what you also have to understand is 7 years ago, nobody that is currently on that committee was on the committee when this project started.
doesn't make any difference. It's a commitment by the township. You submit an application, you get a grant awarded, and if you don't use the money, you're not going to ever get any from that agency of the government again. So, it seems to me like for that amount of money taken out of an open space fund anyway, which we're sitting there, that there's really no excuse. There's no excuse for this not happening. It's absolutely outrageous. That's the only thing I can say.
I agree. It's hard to hold down my fury.
Well, the money, just to let you know, the money currently cannot be taken from the open space fund.
Why?
Oh, that's not true. That is not true, Mark. I just sent the stuff off to the solicitor. For God's sake, pass an ordinance if that's what he says has to have happened and didn't in the past. And in any case, the money has been used for everything. I have documents showing it being used for football fields, for all kinds of stuff so far. So the precedent exists. And honestly, if the township can't get its act together about the use of the money, it's totally, totally outrageous again. In 7 years, you couldn't have figured this out? Honestly, I don't care who was on committee. I really don't. And I think that our solicitor is just not helping us. So I sent him the original referendum and the original resolution documents that have the wording. So there's absolutely no question that this money can be used for open space, farmland, historic preservation, and recreation. The money has been used for improvements to recreational fields already, for sure. Let's not, this is just getting, it's just getting pretty ridiculous. So, all right,
Well, I mean, the way the resolution is written currently, we cannot withdraw funds for anything except farmland. Can we pass?
I'm
an
sorry.
ordinance?
Who made that
I think that was
resolution
in the
and when?
90s.
The
It was-
90s.
I believe so.
Late 90s or early 2000s.
Yes.
I had an extensive conversation with Ralph Travelin about this because I think he's been looking into it. And I think that's the dates that he gave me. Like it might have passed the referendum in like 99 and they did the resolution in 2000 or 2001.
Well, they did the resolution right after the referendum. That's not the issue. They apparently were supposed to pass an ordinance, and they may not have done so. I do not have any record of the ordinance. And the
The ordinance was not passed.
archive. What? I'm sorry?
The ordinance was not passed to
I couldn't-
rewrite the,
No ordinance was passed back then? Is that what you're saying?
No, from what I understand, it was done by a resolution, not an ordinance.
Yeah, but the resolution, I think, is a standard thing. And then if there's a need for an ordinance, or was a need for an ordinance, I don't have a record of that. But there was a resolution. It says the same thing as the referendum. It just lists that they can be used, how the money can be used, and it lists the same things. You want to see copies of it? Should I send it to everybody on the township committee? I sent it to the solicitor.
I don't think that that's an issue, Suzanne. I mean, I know that was a reason why it was tabled or potentially a reason, but I think regardless, they're going to make whatever corrections need to happen with that. I don't think that's the reason why it's being held up.
Then what's the reason?
Being held up.
Well, I mean, frankly, it's because certain individuals, I don't want to name names without them being here, go around and cause
Oh my gosh.
a lot of problems for a lot of people. And those are the people that they need to pass certain things. And that's the reason why it's being held up.
Wait a
Well,
minute.
why are they
What are
making
we talking
problems?
about? Is that
No.
what we're talking about?
No. I just in the community in general. I mean, that's, I'm not saying that that's a fact, but
And what are
That's
these
my
individuals,
belief.
unnamed individuals saying that are
well, I mean, you
causing
have people that
problems?
go around that, contact the state DEP on a regular basis, trying to turn the township in for non-compliance on certain things. I understand that there was somebody that called the DEP, complaining that the township wasn't acting quick enough to pass this tree resolution that just recently passed. So, I mean, I think it's probably a continual ongoing thing. So,
So
I
what
don't
does
see what that
have-
has to do with it. I don't see what that has to do with it, Jason.
it has everything to do with it because the people
What, because-
that approved the funding are the same people that these individuals are going after and constantly ratting out to the state all the time.
Oh,
I
come
mean,
on.
You want to be a
Come on.
thorn on someone's side. I'm
I
not
think
saying
ratting
that-
I think ratting out is a rather strong
That's the reason.
expression.
So it's out of spite.
I mean, somewhat, I would assume.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Oh, we gotta put that on Facebook.
No, this is just my assumption. You know what I mean? Based on information that people have said to me in passing. You know what I mean?
I see.
So
Well,
Well,
that-
we know we know township committee does not like to have criticism come down from the state. On the other hand, if they are doing things that are either not what should be done or doing something contrary to the regulations, then they deserve it. On the other hand, what you're talking about is something that's a personal dislike and a resentment, perhaps, that has absolutely nothing to do with township parks. And
Well, I'm not even saying that it's a conscious decision. What I'm telling you is that when you constantly do that, like if I constantly, walked up to Evan,
it's not constant anyway. First of all, it's only been a few incidences of it, and in most cases they were quite merited. And most of the time, it's trying to find information about it, which township committee doesn't care to listen to. So that's part of the problem right there. However, that is an individual problem that still has absolutely nothing to do with deciding that you're going to not act on a state grant from DEP that will prevent this town from getting future ones. And that's the issue right there.
I'm not
Besides-
disagreeing. That's the issue. I'm telling you to look at the reality of the situation.
I don't accept that. I don't accept that because that is really petty. That is petty and stupid. That's a stupid action. Whoever is opposing this, I think it's because, well, I'm not even going to go into it. It's just not an acceptable action by the township to take 7 years to act on a grant that by not acting on it threatens any future monies. That's as simple as that. Plus, it's one of our parks. We have two parks of any substance. The other two are just little tracks for people to run around on. And we can't take care of them. We can't take care of either of them. We're not taking care of either of them. I think it's, pretty outrageous.
Well, I mean, you can choose to understand it or not understand. I mean, I'm not, and again, this is speculation on my part. I'm not saying this is factual, but it seems pretty obvious when you look at it, what's going on. But,
Well,
And so we're supposed to
So in
use
other
money,
words-
from what I understand.
well, yeah,
To get,
that example, yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
So
that could apply to
we're
anything. You know what I
supposed
mean?
So what are we supposed to do now for the mayor?
I don't think we're supposed to do anything. You know what I mean? At this point, but I think that's a driving force. I mean, it wouldn't matter who it was. You know what I mean? So, if
So if it was nobody, it would have already passed.
no, what I'm saying is that if you constantly, like, if I saw every time I saw Evan, I went up to him and I clocked him right in the face. You know what I mean?
oh, come
Like,
on.
I
Come
can't
on,
do that.
Jason.
And say,
That's
Evan, can you do me a favor? You know what I mean? The guy, he's
Jason,
not
that's
gonna
a
like it.
ridiculous example. That's a totally inappropriate analogy.
I don't know why you guys are coming after
Clocked in the
me. I
face.
mean,
Come on.
I'm just the one that's stating the obvious fact that you guys apparently can't see. Like,
I don't think it's that we can't see. I think it's that we don't accept it. And I don't accept it suggests that people sitting on township committee are children in their response. And as opposed to mature, rational people making the best decisions on behalf of the township. I don't think we should discuss this anymore because I think it's a waste of time. Either they're going to do it or they're not going to do it. If they do it, fine, we'll go ahead, we'll get an altered trail and some other amenities at one of our biggest and nicest parks, or the biggest and nicest park. And if they don't do it, then we just lose funds in the future. And that's the outcome and that's the result.
can that money be moved to a different location or not?
Oh, no, it cannot.
And why would Green Acres not give us additional monies in the future if we didn't use this money?
Because why should they? We tied up their money for 7 years. They're sitting on the money, they're holding it, and we're not using it. So why, if we come back again next year and we say, well, we would really rather do this. We would really rather that you fund a police car, or they're not going to do that, of course. We would really rather that you pay for an ice skating rink repair. Why should they give us the money?
Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, it's the same example you just used. That would
That's
be
very petty.
very petty and spiteful on the part
No,
of the
that
Green.
they have policies. They have policies that you can look up and read or find out about by talking to their staff. And it's simply not worth their time to deal with a township that doesn't use the money the way it pledged to use it. So, you know, why should they respond positively to a future grant application when this one that they awarded was not utilized the way we said it would be? Why should they? I don't know any funder anywhere who's going to come back and give you money again after that. It's not a matter of their being petty. They have policies. Why should they waste it? There's a lot of competition for the grants.
Well, I think if the project didn't move forward for a reason outside of the control of the committee or someone else, well, I mean that does seem. I mean that if you went back and said, look, unfortunately we weren't able to come to terms on this project. You know what I mean? We apologize. You know, we've held you up. I mean, we've
Oh,
never
come
taken.
on. Come
Yeah,
on.
but
Why would a funder care that we apologize because we couldn't do it because we never were willing to allocate the money?
I mean,
This has been upside down and backwards. It's gone through every possible amelioration it could. It already was scaled way back in the first place. Well, that's why it had to go to the Pinelands Commission again. Then that got approved. Then there was more talk about it. Then supposedly they put it out to bid. Now they've come up with an excuse pertaining to the use of the open space fund. Frankly, you know, they simply don't want to do it. And I really don't know why, because it is our largest and most important park. And it is a beautiful place, and people really do like going there when they can. You just can't get through very well because you have to walk through a ton of water until the trail is moved. Frankly,
well, I mean, they put it on the agenda. It was going to be approved in a meeting. So I wholeheartedly believe that they had every intention to approve it. So I would go back and look and see what changed from the time that they put it on the agenda and the time that they voted to table it, and therein lies.
And what occurred, apparently, I was not there, so I don't know. Apparently, one committee member said, I don't know enough about this, right?
Right.
But that it's his responsibility to know about it if it was on the agenda. So I don't really have.
Very good know what the reason was. It not coming out of the open space fund, and us having to increase our budget, which we caught a lot of flack for, and then $161,000 was coming directly out of the budget if we did not pass that ordinance to bring it out of the open space fund. That was the reason I was given.
Well,
You can choose to believe that or choose not to believe that, but you're asking for reasons. That's the reason I was given.
You're talking about their matching grant.
We have to. I mean, the state is giving us $161,000 the way it's written now, but that's still a bill to us for $161,000.
it's a matching grant, yes.
And you can say it's an obligation of the town if you like, but the fact that when this project was developed, none of the current people on committee, I believe, were.
I don't think it makes any difference. The township is an entity.
It does make a difference.
I don't think
It
it matters.
makes a difference that you're asking for a committee to vote for $161,000 for a project that they didn't greenlight.
Come on. Mark, that's ridiculous. The township makes this commitment when it asks for the money from, you know, it was approved to do it at the time to submit the application. The township was happy about it. You change people in governance all the time. That doesn't mean that the government itself and the township don't have a commitment. You know, I don't think that holds water at all. I'm sorry.
Well, there's a history of that. This township, Suzanne. I mean,
sorry?
if you recall, there was grant. I said there's a history of that exact thing happening. You know, if you recall, the administration changed a while back, and there was grant monies that they sent back to the federal government that were earmarked to complete improvements at Meredith Farms. So things do change when administrations change, unfortunately.
Well, I don't know the circumstances there, so I have no idea whether they've made it, you know, they asked for money for a certain thing, and then I have no idea what the deal was with that, so I can't speak to it, that there's precedent for it. But I mean, I deal with fundraising and have for years. And to me, no funder is going to fund you again. And that's the important message here. So no funder that you do this to is going to want to fund you again. So that's that. Let's not talk about it. Let's go on to something else.
Sounds good.
Were there any plans this evening?
No,
No.
none. Oh, that's Barbara Howe. She just came on.
Oh, she
Yeah,
did?
it's about like
okay,
10
I
minutes
have
ago
her
or
absent,
something.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's no problem.
Okay.
Just 10 minutes ago. So.
And Jeffrey's here too. And
Oh, yeah.
in case
Jeff's-
Candace doesn't know.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
got it.
All right. Let's see. Malaga Lake. What's that? Oh yeah, Malaga Lake Park would be our next order of business. We're kind of just working on trying to get what do you call it? The Public Works to go out there and see what sign or not sign, but the posts to have the numbers on need replacing. I took a pictures long, maybe a couple months ago of like all the ones that are damaged or just need replacing. Probably all the numbers need replacing. And there's probably like, I forget, maybe like 5 or something like that posts that are missing. So we've been trying to work on that. And that's pretty, I haven't been.
What was the last update from Public Works?
Have you heard anything back from Public Works, Suzanne? About
No,
Mount?
I talked to Deanna again, and I sent her the photographs that you had taken that you sent me.
Right.
I forwarded them on to her, and we talked about it. And I also gave her. She said she thought the photographs would be helpful. The project or the job, whatever, however they term it, is posted in their order of things that they have to work on. I understand they're short-staffed now. Don't know. But they're going to try to get out there and take a look at it. And so she thought the photographs would be really helpful. So I sent them, and I also sent her the map that has all the text of what each post represents, and which is, of course, you can access it either through a brochure, and we probably should just make more of them. Well, there's no point until the posts are put back, but it's now also a QR code on the sign. They made the sign. We have the sign up, but now, and if you go into the QR code, you'll get taken to the township website, and you'll be able to see the entries for each of the posts, but you can't find the post.
Right. Yeah.
But she thought it was a good idea because then they could, and she wanted to know how many, because she thought that if they went to, in some way to acquire the lumber, you'd want it to all be the same size. So
Yeah.
I don't think there's much choice. It's like 5x5s or whatever they are, or 5x5s, 6x. Anyway, they're not 2x4. They're bigger. They're not 4x4s either.
They're
I think-
short-staffed because it's summer and people go on vacations, or they're going to be permanently short-staffed and they won't be doing this for us.
I have no idea, but it's not going to happen in time for people to enjoy the trail during the summer. I have no doubt. I mean, if something happens by the end of August, I think it would be a miracle. Frankly, I don't even know why we bother to meet sometimes. I'm very discouraged. I was encouraged by the master plan committee and their willingness to think about all the things that help the town retain its rural character. And I get totally discouraged coming onto the environmental commission and hearing that we won't improve our parks in any way, either one of them, even when there's money for it. So, and that if we do, we have to do it ourselves, get our own. I mean, I don't think I can take a post hole digger out there and personally install those posts. So I would if I could. So that's what the story is there.
It's
Okay.
going to be 2 parks that are just dying.
Right, right.
All right. Well, I guess that's the end of the old business.
I have something to say.
Okay, yeah.
Suzanne.
Yeah.
Suzanne, Candace said there's like large bird boxes
Oh, yeah.
in Malaga Lake.
No, I own. I own.
don't
a-
know.
Oh, it's on.
Yeah.
Did the township put those up, and what are they for?
What are you talking about?
So I went kayaking in the back. I take my kayak out a lot. And so when you're in the middle of the lake and you go through like the back portion of the lake where it gets narrower, there's these very tall birdhouses that were built. Some of them are even on metal poles. Like, I don't think a civilian went and did this. Do you know of any time that the township would have put them up?
I
They're
don't
in the
know.
middle of the lakes.
I'm sorry, is there what? What was the last
They're-
thing you said?
They're like in the middle of the lake. They're the coolest thing ever. I'll take pictures, but I was just curious if you knew about them.
No, and my brother's never mentioned him, and he goes boating on the lake all the time. But I don't think he's been up to the North End for a while, but still, I have
Oh,
no,
yeah. I'll take them out next time I take them out, which will probably be Thursday. I'll snap those pictures
That'd be
because I'm
great.
curious if anyone knew anything about them.
no, they're probably duck boxes, wood ducks nest in large um, bird boxes. They're a cavity nester. They're cavity nesters, and if you put up wood duck boxes, you'll get some wood ducks, hopefully. And they're a beautiful bird.
But yeah,
Um,
you can tell that there were, things that were utilizing them, but it was just neat because I've never seen anything like it. And there were so many and they were so strategically placed.
but you
I'll
said they're
send you
in
guys
the
the
water.
pictures when I go out there.
Okay,
They're
okay.
in the
that would be
water.
good.
Because
Because usually you put wood duck boxes. You usually
What?
put wood duck boxes. You usually put wood duck boxes on the land next to the water, not in it. So I don't know for sure what that. We'll look at the photos.
Maybe. Yeah, I'll send them to you. I was just curious if you'd have happened to have known.
I haven't been on the lake myself in quite a while.
I'll let you borrow one of my kayaks.
That would be good because I
Okay.
used to do canoe. I have a canoe actually at my brother's. He lives on the lake, but
I
I
have a
haven't.
kayak and it has a built-in cooler, so it's a nice
Yeah.
ride.
Kayaks are easier, and I don't have my husband to canoe with anymore. So
So the pretty much, I guess I would imagine the only thing of new business still would just be the community day. And when is that? Is that September 21st? Is that when that is? Community day? Or is it that last weekend of September? I can't remember right now.
no, it's not the last weekend. It's the third.
Okay.
I'll tell you exactly.
Actually, I did talk to Brian. They'll come out and do fossils.
It's the 21st, September 21st.
Township.
Okay.
Requesting their presence when and where,
Okay.
if you want it to be.
Sure.
I'll
Yeah.
send it over to my sister.
Okay.
Can you repeat that?
Oh, I'm going to try tell what you just said.
Oh, I did talk to Rowan Park, and they are going to they can bring out a fossil display and set something up for our community display. I mean, for Community Day, sorry. But I need something in writing, when and where the time requesting their presence.
Who is it that you talked to?
Rowan University?
Oh, and they would bring fossils?
Yeah. They'll set up a fossil display from South Jersey.
That's neat. They need a letter requesting it, is that it?
Yes, we need to send a letter from the township. You can even do it from the Environmental Commission, but requesting their presence to do a display at the community day, let them know time, place, and just a couple details, like, are we going to be providing tables? Are they going to bring it? How much room would they have? X, Y, and Z.
Okay.
And then I can get the rest of it squared away. If you wanted to, it was just a suggestion from the last meeting. That was all.
Would they stay with the display so they would
Yeah.
tell people? Well, that would be great
Yeah.
because we're going to be otherwise occupied
Yeah.
with our display.
Yeah.
So do we want to request that? Everybody wants?
Sure.
If they're going to man the table,
Yeah.
that's great.
So how do we write it would be, you would have to do it through the Environmental Commission. You would write a letter.
Yeah.
With
Do you
like
want me
a-
to write you up like a rough draft of something, and then I'll send it to you, and then you can fine tune it the way you do so well.
Sure. That's fine. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I'll just itemize it. Like, would you be needing us to provide a table? Obviously, they're gonna have their own signage and bring our fossils.
We have 4 tables.
And see if they
Um,
need one there.
We
But
have 4?
I'll do that tomorrow on my lunch break, and then I'll send it to you in the afternoon.
Sounds good.
Did you
We
say
have
we
4 tables, but we end
I
up
mean,
kind
where
of
is it
using.
gonna be? Does anyone know where
were
What?
our table
community,
is?
no, where Community Day is?
Oh,
It's
you-
next to Jambier School.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't do much in this town, I'm just, so it's at the Jan Veer School?
Yeah.
Right
Okay.
next, yeah, right next to Jambier.
And what time?
Just have it up.
Eleven?
Give me one
Usually
second.
start, I think
11
opening
to 4?
ceremony is like
I have it
11.
up. Give me one second.
Yeah. But usually you had to get there early,
Early
right, to set it up.
Yeah, that's why I'm just gonna have all this.
9
It
o'clock.
runs from 12 to 9:30.
Oh, okay. That's later than usual, I feel like. Interesting. So I guess we had to get there at like 10:30 maybe to set up. How it usually takes like an hour and a half, right?
Oh,
Set up?
yeah, at least. I would think if it's not starting till noon this year, then I'd say 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
We need at least 2 hours to get everything up.
All right.
We do have tents, and we only have 4 tables, so, and we
Okay.
use them, so I'm not sure that we have an extra table.
So maybe they need to bring a table.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna let them,
If they
just have
can.
all this worked out.
And we have to bring our own chairs, that's fine.
Yeah.
And, it would be great. So if they have a table, that would be to bring, that would be terrific. Otherwise, we can probably find one somehow.
Yeah.
Somebody had one. Oh, I can't remember. It's probably John. I have one, but it's in Cape May.
Yeah.
It's not that helpful. Okay.
They said they have their own table.
Oh, yeah, they have everything. I just wanted to make sure I had all the details, like you guys, can you please provide X, Y, and Z, or we could have, but that's it. I just like to.
They're gonna have to bring the whole thing.
Yeah,
They're gonna have to man it.
yes.
Okay. All right.
Great. That's great. That'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Community Day, what else, we did talk about it, and I put together a list of all the ways that trees benefit us. A table.
And we found a couple of pictures online that I looked up the New Jersey state tree, and so I thought we could, I could print out like maybe 2. How many pictures do you think we should get? Like 2 or 3? Where do you think we can find?
I would say maybe a little bit more than that, actually, because the pictures are more important than the text.
Yeah.
In many ways. Let's see.
There was one in the fall and one in the green, in summer color and fall color. And the fall color was, red, beautiful, of the oak, the state tree.
Yeah, that would be great.
Uh-huh.
So here, I will actually show you for what it's worth. Let's see. We can share the screen, I suppose. You can see it on the screen.
Yeah, I can see.
It's just a list.
It's
So-
yeah.
Need some pictures.
Oh, definitely. And this can be jazzed up too. I don't know that we want to use this directly, or we could, but I thought we could pull out some of these things, and
Yeah.
have pictures around that kind of. So if you're talking about purifying the air, having a picture of trees at the top with the sky behind them, that kind of thing. Absorbing, absorbing pollutants, and protecting against floods. Then you have something with rain coming down, or something that shows a flood or whatever. People walking, perhaps. Increasing property values. Let's just show a house next to that has nice trees around it, and maybe 4 or 5 pictures would be sufficient. And
Okay.
we can put this up and just pull some of these things out, sort of with the photographs in larger letters, and I'll make this more attractive. So we can post this if we
And
want.
then
The other thing that we
okay.
need,
And so-
the other thing that we need to put up there that I haven't worked on yet is the ordinance, the tree ordinance, so that people will know about it.
okay.
But
So are we going to make? are we going to make a new like easel display? Is that what this will be on?
No, I'm going to borrow the big stands, the Velcro stands, the 2 Velcro stands, and then we may
Okay.
need easels as well.
Okay.
It depends on how much stuff we have to show. And the 2 stands from the Land and Water Trust.
Okay. Oh, I had one more question, but I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, can you send me that list and I'll like
I did.
I'll see if I can start finding good pictures that match each one.
I did send this to you.
Oh, you did. Okay, very good. Okay.
I can send it to you again.
No, I think I have. I think I know which one you're talking about. Okay, yeah.
Okay, unless it would be more convenient for you, because I actually now have stuff open. But anyway. So that's as far as we've gotten with Community Day, which is not bad, actually.
Okay.
We'll see. And I thought, we'll see what happens with the grant and whether we want to show anything about our parks. That was another thing that we talked about doing.
Yeah.
And having a display about the parks. But I don't know whether that's such a great idea at the moment. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I guess we're
Great.
done.
Okay.
Just about. Yeah, I got mail. And I already forget what it's about again. It was Atlantic City Electric. Do you want me to just read it out loud? Or should I just, because I actually have it in the email. Should I just send it to everybody and that's that?
Yeah, I think it's just a standard.
Okay. So
What's it
All right.
about? You don't have
it's
to read it.
about Atlantic City Electric.
Right.
Yeah,
Right away.
it's a right-of-way thing. I have it in
Okay.
I just got it in my mailbox. If you want, I'll send it to you.
Okay. There's nothing we need to do in response to it, though.
No.
The whole country, I think.
Yeah, it's expensive map there.
And unless anyone else has anything else to say, I think that's pretty much it.
I say we
Motion to
close.
adjourn.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Who wants to make a motion to adjourn?
Okay.
Motion by Margaret, I second it.
Okay.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very
Aye.
good.
Aye.
Oh, it's adjournment at
7:14.
8:14.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Shortest meeting ever.
Yeah.
And I got your rant to my heart's content, right? Okay.
Good night, Candace.
All right. See everybody.
Thank you.
Okay.
You got it.
Bye.
Right.
Barb, we got your.
And you can stop recording too if you want.
Yes.
Did you see that?
Oh, that's right. Did I send you the recording from last month, Candace?
Oh, she left already.
Oh, I can't
Yeah.
remember.
She's gonna email me tomorrow, so I'll try to remember to ask her if you want, and then if you wanted to send it over to her. Oh, Jonathan.
Yeah. Okay, stop sharing. Oh, that helps. Now I can stop the recording.
Yeah.
Okay.